Hi, it's Lindsay and Neo and Pogo, and we're going to talk about squats. Squats are basically a sit to a stand with the feet elevated on an object, the front feet. And this is a great exercise to work your dog's rear. It's a good muscle building exercise to make the dog a little bit tired. Now, how much you do this will be based on your dog's conditioning level. So please don't start out and do 20 squats with your dog because it will make them sore and tired. Your dog should definitely be healthy and fit to do this before you start, so you may even want to ask your vet to be sure that your dog is conditioned and healthy enough to start this exercise routine. So a squat, Neo is going to demonstrate, is a sit, and then the dog comes into a stand. Good boy. Now there's two types of squats. There's a squat where the dog's back legs stay in one place and their front end comes forward. You stand, like Neo's doing. And then there is another where their front end stays in place and their back end comes forward. Pogo will demonstrate that for you. Put your paws up there. Put your paws there. Sit. Stand. So you see her back end moves, but her front end doesn't sit. Stand. Uh-oh. Yes. Sit. Good job. Stand. You need both pods. Here, let's give you another pod. She says, I don't have anywhere to put my feet. There. I find this is the easiest way to start teaching this, the one where you don't want their front end to move, by putting them on something like these pods or a yoga block, because it gives the dog somewhere to keep their feet, so that it makes it a little more black and white for them. Stand. Good job. Sit. Yeah, that's very good. Stand. Super. So you see, she's moving, she's keeping her front feet stationary. Stand. Super. Okay. Good girl. So, when your dog can do this on the flat, which means without a prop, sit. Stand. Good boy. Then you can move to elevating their feet onto something. And we'll start with something low. I'm going to use this bone just because it's here. But something like a yoga block would work. An exercise step, there's lots of things that you can use that you would have laying around your house. So, hey Neo, you're kind of blocking me. So we ask for the paws up on the object, and we feed in this position a lot so that the dog understands that we want their front feet on the object. And then we'll ask for a sit and start rewarding as soon as your dog even thinks about sitting. As soon as they kind of drop their butt to start sitting, that's when you're going to reward, because this is really hard. Because the dog thinks that sit means put all 4 of your feet on something and sit. So having 2 feet on one thing and 2 feet on the ground is really confusing. Stand. Super. Sit. Yes. If your dog is really struggling with this, then you can reward any attempt. Anything at all, and you can actually even ask the dog to down and see if they have an easier time with that. Stand. Lie down. Stand. Good. A lot of times, for whatever reason, the dog's down a lot better than they sit. So when your dog is readily able to do a squat on something slightly elevated, then you can raise it a little bit. Sit. Good girl. Stand. Yes. So I've got one of these little stools. This is just a little foldable stool. Neo, do you want to show? Here, pup. Go get out of the way. It's Neo's turn. Come on, Neo. So we get their paws up. Good boy. And sit. You sit. Good boy. Stand. And you see Neo actually likes to lay down a little bit with his. He's 13, so it's a little bit harder for him to do an actual sit. Good boy. So he gets to put his elbows down on stuff if he wants to. And that's totally fine. Your dog gets to do whatever they're comfortable with when you're teaching them this. Good boy. Okay, knees. Poke. Okay. Sit. Stand. Super. And that's a squat, and use your common sense. You can ask your vet. You don't want to do anything super, super high. If you have a Chihuahua, you probably don't want them doing a squat on your end table. But a yoga block or something like that, an exercise step would probably be fine for them. You've got to use your own judgment, and you don't want the dog to get into a completely vertical, pause up, yes, a completely vertical situation. So you wouldn't want to have them squat something this tall. Good girl. You wouldn't want to ask for a squat from there. But pause up. Good girl, stand. But something like that would be a little bit more appropriate. But you've got to know what's appropriate for your dog. So have fun, happy training, and I hope you guys enjoy this game. Can I have your paw?